It'd be nice if you could talk about some of the things that clients are asking for when you speak with them, and also in terms of maybe things that they bring to you that you had not thought about. This could be in the past couple of years in terms of maybe trends that you're seeing in the marketplace.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will distinguish between the top tier companies and the mid tier companies. The trends that we see clearly that are translated into demand in the top tier companies, there is mainly two that I see today. One is there is a strong orientation towards demand sensing, or mainly POS demand sensing. The idea, what I mean by POS demand sensing, is the ability to capture it and translate it into a signal that will drive the supply chain. And this is basically an evolution that everybody is looking to overcome some of the dramatic problems that are suffering today in terms of forecasting accuracy, that they are not able to govern. The whole replenishment mechanism is extremely inefficient. So by capturing the signal, translating it correctly in time phasing, and being able to process it correctly with the right statistical elements in it, that should facilitate in the future what we are all expecting to be the automatic replenishment engine. And in fact, there are some very, very heavy important players in this field that are trying to move in that direction. Now, this problem, this automatic replenishment engines or the POS demand sensing, has very, very demanding requirements on the system and the technology, and that's why that's basically something you need a very scalable system to do that. And the scalability is an issue that basically is slowing this process. We've put a lot of effort on our side with the new version 7.0 to gain another order of magnitude of scalability that will allow us to go to the shelves and still not lose the statistical nature of the demand and the time phasing of it. So this is one trend that we see, and we see that the market will move in that direction slowly, but that the early movers are there already. It's going to be a tough task, but it's happening. The other the other direction that, of course, is not helping the demand forecasting and the reliability of the supply chain is the ability to what is called demand shaping, or let me express it in a more pragmatic terms, the ability to model correctly promotions or advertisement or any type of leveraging any type of tool that will allow you to shape the demand. The problem in that area is that there is a very high level of noise, and there are very, very poor modeling techniques today. The techniques that I use are not adequate, or in many cases you are not even in a position to understand whether you are able to model the signal out of the noise. So basically, this is an area that there is a lot of interest. This is, of course, the interest is related also to the amount of capital that is invested in that area, especially in the consumer goods. And this is an area that we are, we're putting a lot of efforts, experimenting now new technologies to address advertisement and promotion modeling. The mid-tier that we have started to address more intensely in the States, like we did in Europe in the last decade mainly, we saw clearly that they have difficulty to support supply chain processes and supply chain systems because of the very high cost of ownership. These systems need a continuous tuning. Also the setup. We know that to set up and to implement a supply chain planning system, usually it's quite laborious and quite a painful process. But beyond that, the cost of maintaining the algorithm, of maintaining the constraints, the limits, the thresholds, especially in supply chains that are becoming with a higher number of SKU locations, it turns to be something that definitely the mid-tier company cannot afford. This is this new pressure that we see is basically very we're very happy to find it, because we always believe, working or targeting highly scalable systems, because we were designing systems for very large networks. We were always obliged to work with self-adaptive modeling techniques. And that is exactly what you need when you're working with the small companies that cannot afford to sustain tuning and an expensive, a very high cost of ownership. So this is a trend, and maybe it will be the mid-tier market that will start the new generation of planning systems, basically demanding that they will be self-adaptive, which is a completely different generation. So these are the general trends that we see in the market at this stage. And talking about the mid-tier, but of course, don't have to mention that even in the larger corporations, cost of ownership is not non-relevant. It's definitely of essence, of relevance to everybody.
So we learned from Joseph that demand shaping is one thing that clients are asking for. Also, that there is a recognition that many supply chain software systems end up being difficult to maintain. As a personal comment, I think Joseph is absolutely right, and I hold the consulting firms as accountable as the vendors, as many solutions are designed without consideration for whether they are truly sustainable. It's good to see a vendor with an eye on this issue.